afternoon. Thank you for coming. Hi, I'm Scott Soderquist, and I'd like to start you guys off with a little joke. One of my favorites. Have you heard the one about the jump rope?
No.
Huh? Well, skip it. You see, earlier this year, when I heard that I had to stand here, in front of you audience, today, and give a 7 to 9 minute presentation about myself, you want to know what I said? Skip it. But now that I'm here, I don't want to skip it. Now that I think about it, I don't really have a choice. So let's get started. I was born September 3rd, 1999, at Sutter Davis Hospital. Can't say I remember it, but what I do remember is growing up in Davis my entire life. My first ever word was ball, and that was a pretty good indicator of how my life was going to go. I love to eat, I love to sleep, I love to watch TV and play video games, and I also love to hang out with my family and my friends. However, what I like most is sports. I've always gotten good grades throughout school, and I don't know what I really want to do with my life or study. So when people say, Scott, what do you want to do when you grow up? I have two simple answers. Number one, I don't want to grow up. And number two, I'm 14. I don't know what I want to do with my life yet. Here's my family. My mom, she's here today. She works as a medical software person. And my dad, he's an entrepreneur, just like his dad. He sold a lot of things, and right now he's working in the solar industry. My little brother Ty, he's 11 years old, and he likes playing sports, just like me, but he can do one thing that I can't really do. He performs in front of 200 plus people. He's an actor, you see. And one of his recent performances was in the production of Tom Sawyer at Davis Musical Theater Company, and he was Huckleberry Finn. He was an absolute ham, and he stole the show, and I couldn't be more proud of him for it. That's my dog, Max. He's a 2-year-old yellow lab, and we've had him for about 1.5 years. I'm his main, caretaker, and he always brings a smile to my face. As I said, I love sports. I played everything from basketball to baseball to soccer to even a year of football. You name it, I've probably played it. One sport that really stuck with me was water polo. I was first introduced to water polo by one of my old baseball buddies. His dad was the coach at the time, and he said, why don't you come out to a clinic? And it was me and a few other people there that wanted to try out water polo. I thought I might like it because I liked swimming, I liked sports with balls, and I liked team sports. And right away, I was hooked. I've been playing it for 4 years now, and it's my favorite sport, by far. In 7th and 8th grade, I came over from Cesar Chavez, and most of my friends that I had at Harper were made from prior sports that I played. However, I made many new friends as well. I wasn't very focused in school, and it's not that I didn't really care about it, but I was just getting used to the junior high way of things. So as I said, I wasn't very focused, and however, my parents weren't really having any of it, and they really pushed me to become a better person and strive for excellence. My friends, most of whom are here today, they also create a very competitive environment, as we all play sports, and we're all very, very competitive people, and we compete with everything from girls to grades. 9th grade so far, in one word, awesome. It's been my favorite year yet. I've had good grades, and my support system has never been more evident than it is right now. 2 samples of work that I'd like to show you guys today are my geometry and my, my geometry and my world geography test. These may look like tests to you, and I got good grades on them. However, they're more than that to me. I worked very hard on them, and the night before, I didn't really understand the concept. So I really had to study and study hard. I spent hours and hours on end on them, and I'm very proud of the final product. And I feel like it really paid off. One of my favorite things that I've done this year is participate in the water polo as well as the swim team for the high school. Another thing that shows my tremendous work ethic that I've gained at Harper is water polo. I worked very hard during the high school water polo season, and I did not miss one practice. I worked my butt off, and it really paid off as I was voted the most improved player for the university water polo team. And I put that in my highlights section in the back. There's a little sticky note in the back. I was very proud of that as I worked very hard every day. I went to practice, and I had one goal in my mind, and that was to improve. And I feel like I really did that, and it paid off as the coaches noticed. Here are my friends. I could go on for days and days about them, but I don't really need to. I have one story to show what kind of awesome people they are. Earlier this year, we had a 9th grade girl that was our friend, and she was getting bullied by a 7th grade guy. And she was in tears. She was very upset about it. So we decided to do something about it because we thought that wasn't cool. We walked up to him. We didn't touch him. We didn't hurt him. But we got a message across. And he hasn't bullied her since. This is just one example of the awesome people that my friends are. And I couldn't be more grateful to be a part of what they are. Last summer, I got to take a trip to England as well as Scotland with my grandmother. It was an awesome trip, however, one thing really stood out for me. When my grandma asked me what I really wanted to do, I said I wanted to go to a football game, or known as soccer here. If we say football is religion, their football is life. From the second that I walked into the stadium, the crowd was absolutely electric. And it was something that I will never forget. It was awesome, and I could not be more grateful for the experience that my grandparents gave me. In the future, I plan to attend college. Again, as I said, I don't know what I want to study yet and pursue in life. However, I hope to figure that out in high school. As some of the people here said today, I wasn't very interested in the careers that my True Colors assessment brought up. But I hope to figure out in high school what I want to do with my life. And I also hope to stay in state because I love California, I love my friends, I love my family. And I just want to stay close to home. I leave you guys today with a question. And this one is for you gossipers out there. Have you heard the one about the peanut butter and jelly?
Yes.
So sorry. I can't tell you. You might spread it around. Thank you so much for coming out today. And are there any questions?
I'll give you a hand. You know it's not. It's Robert Frost's The picture is outdoors. Do you?
I think that was actually, we took a trip to Hawaii this spring break or this Thanksgiving or sometime, and that was really fun. Yeah.
So you went to England now. Where in England did you go besides that football game?
We went to London. We went all around the city, and then we spent like a week in there, and we learned a lot about history, and we did a lot of things that were really interesting and really cool. And then we went over to Scotland, which I was very interested in, as my name is Scott. And yeah, that was very cool. I thought they were going to be very similar to the US, but England and Scotland are very similar, but they're not similar to the US. I thought since the language was the same, they were going to be the same, but really the language isn't even the same. There's different food, different people, different customs, different culture, and different sayings that make the language different everything. And it was really cool to experience new culture.
It would take donkey's years to figure that out.
Yeah.
All right. We got anybody else have a question? Okay. Thank Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done.